Hi, and welcome to Yeti at Large. This is a channel focused on making the most out of what you have, no matter where you're at. Thanks for tuning in and helping out.
So now that this is the workshop, basically a 9-foot by 40-foot Connex box, shipping container, and we're going to make it work great. It's got a long ways to go before we're fully shopified, and I've got to share it with some storage. But in order to make it more livable in the extreme summer times in Arizona, granted, we're not down in the valley where it's 100+ degrees, but we're at over 7,000 feet, and the sun beats down on you here, and it can get pretty intense. So we need some ventilation. Now, every one of these shipping containers comes with 4 vents on it. You can see these are designed to equalize air pressure, eliminate the size of critters that can get in there. Well, there's one of these on every corner. So what we decided to do was add some solar fans. And this is a 40-foot shipping container. So the thought is to install a solar-powered fan on the back 2 vents and push the air from the back to the front, out the front vents manually. And we're not going to move a lot of air doing this, but we're going to move just enough that it's probably going to bring the temperature down in that box 15 to 20 degrees. So this vent, I defeated it right here a little bit with a drill. I drilled a large hole with a step bit and then put a plug on it for the 2 wires running through. I've got self-tapping sheet metal screws in the rail, so that doesn't create any leakage. I put a little die-core sealant on it just to make sure water wouldn't get in there. And this is on a pivot. Got this off of Amazon for $50-something, and it works like a champ. I've tested it in the windowsill several times. There's no battery storage on this. We don't need it. If the sun's up and it's hot, the fan's blowing, and we're cooling the Connex box. If it's not, we don't need it. Let's go inside and I'll show you the difference. This is the detail on the inside. I realize it's a little dark. I'm going to put a little bit of that sealant on the inside here. I've routed out the holes to maximize the airflow. Just got the extra paint off of them. And I'm going to create a gasket in the form of a vinyl plastic material to bolt a fan to, which is essentially a speaker fan. I've got plenty of wire here, as you can see, with the connectors already installed, and I'll have off and on switches. I'm going to route the extra wire across, up and over the back to that vent right back there, and pull air in from both sides with 2 fans using 1 solar panel. And then the hope is, and yeah, look at how long this is and how full we got it. I'll give you a little better tour in just a second. The hope is that the air will push out of these holes. And see how there's tape and paint over them? I'll clean those up with a grinder bit just to maximize any airflow. So utilizing a variety of tools, jigsaw, drill bits, and hand tools, what I've basically done is taken this red 1/4-inch-ish plasticky material, and I've created a gasket. This is where the screws for the speaker fan will attach to the speaker on the back side and attach to the Connex box. As you can see, these are basically cabinet speakers, for sound equipment and whatnot. They indicate the airflow on them. So what I want to do is I'm going to remove this rear screen, like I've done here, and mount it flush onto there, utilizing the existing screws, countersunk them in. I have 2 more holes drilled in it. I'll put a bead of sealant around this, put it up there, 2 smaller self-tapping sheet metal screws, and it should attach, and we should get decent airflow. Granted, we're losing a lot of airflow, but again, we just need to keep the air moving gently, and over time, it will prevent the heat from building up. These are rated for about 7,000 hours of use, which in a good scenario gives me about 5,000 hours. And it does come with an off and on switch, so if I feel like I don't need them for a spell of cool weather or wintertime, I can just turn them off. And I can angle the solar panel away from the sun to protect it and extend the life of that. These do come with these really nice quick connects with the gaskets on them, so they're pretty water resistant. Nothing's ever waterproof. A little bit of measuring and a little bit of forethought, and you can make something like this, and we're anticipating it's going to keep the shop a lot cooler than it is. Okay, so yesterday at the exact same time, the sun came off of the solar panels, and to get consistency as close as I can come, the overall temperature today was almost the same. And now that the fans have stopped turning because there's no battery storage, let's go inside and see, just confirm the fans aren't turning. And I can tell you right now, it feels noticeably cooler. So yeah, fans are quiet. I got one on either side here. The gasket material held good. And let's check our thermostat. And by thermostat, I mean our fancy smancy 50-year-old thermometer. And it's showing, it's hard to see this with the camera. Oh, there it is. Right there, 78 degrees. It was 96 in here yesterday at the exact same time with almost the same weather. So I think we can conclude those little fans coming through those little ports circulate enough air through the heat of the day. It dropped the temperature almost 20 degrees, 18 degrees for free with no battery storage. That's going to make this much more livable and workable in the summertime. $60 on Amazon.